Hi everybody, this is Jazz, aka Trend Trader for you. So I wanted to talk about a stop out that was called a few days ago. Let me just zoom in on this chart. It was a Twitter. Actually, let me show you the call. So Twitter swing trade educational idea long above 2570 with a stop load 2485 with a target of 2669, and rest will be given if the trade worked out. And talk about where the trade was triggering, and then talked about Twitter is still bullish and holding up that stop and had some relative strength that day. And obviously trade didn't work out, and I updated it right around here too on this December 3rd about once this breaks higher they could off to races, and actually not here, it was actually broke that high of the day. Then on the 7th, yesterday I said Twitter call was a stop out, the trade did not work and broke below the support. So let's talk about it. Okay, so clearly it was a stop out. Okay, my reasoning on this trade, as you could see, this is a downtrend. Okay, anytime you try to go against the trend, you better have a lot of possibilities on your side, a lot of clues, or you could say a lot of odd enhancers on your side. And if it doesn't, you need to protect yourself. Okay, you need to protect yourself right away, and any weakness you see, you need to protect yourself. So December 2nd was this one right here. Okay, this was the trade was called. So obviously the downtrend, I was trying to pick a bottom out of it, and it clearly did not work. Okay, so let's zoom in on it. Okay, this was my main playing area right around here, and the volume actually wasn't the greatest. However, price went down, held this somewhat of a support, tested support over and over, and once the trade was called around 2570, I believe. Let's go back in here, 2570 above that, right? So on this day, actually trade triggered. Okay, trade would have triggered around this day. The high of that was 2072, so you want to give a little bit of room. So when I sometimes trade, I give a little bit of room and I wait for it to retest that area rather than just jumping in. And also depends on the stock and its ATR, right? And also gotta look in the smaller time frame and day trade time frame to see if it's breaking out or whatever it's doing at that point. So sure enough, this would have been definitely a trigger on this this point right here. Okay, went up to 2604. Not enough for a swing trade. When you're risking this much, you want at least a little bit around 2640, even right around this area, 2665. So this was my reasoning behind this trade. Price came down, okay, and some sort of a hammer that was given in here. If you want to call it a technical hammer, not really a hammer, you have a small wick on there, which is acceptable, okay, which is acceptable. And sure enough, the trade trigger, if not here, this definitely in here. Next day, shakeout. Simple shakeout happened, boom, 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 and you're stopped out. Okay, and that's what part of the trading is. So let's look. Okay, let's look what really happened. What was my mistake on it, right? My mistake was obviously trying to call the bottom on it, right? But I have to look what my recent trend is. The recent trend is obviously to the downside. You know, big move to the downside, consolidated, and then broke out down to support. And you'll notice I'm actually giving you guys a little bit of secret that when price goes down, and it hangs around that area for a while. Okay, think about how many people are long in here. A lot of people are long in here, right? So what are the big institutions doing? They're like, okay, let's kill these suckers. Okay, let's kill all these traders that are long in here, and simply by stopping up. Okay, because think about trading, right? Trading is about protecting yourself. Smart trader would put their stop loss right underneath this area, right around, to give a little bit of room. You can you can look into ATR or some other ways to where you're exactly stop. You could put, you don't want to put exactly 5 or 10 pennies. You want to give a little bit of room. Okay, but sure enough, this was a stop out. So this candle caused a stop out. What's happening today is, literally everybody that was stopped out, okay, they were stopped out right around this at this candle, and big issues coming in today. They're happy. They're really happy and happy. We're like, okay, we stopped everybody out. Let's do another move to the upside. The reason I'm inclining to say that this is a big institutions buyout in here, okay, and you'll see these kind of setups happening more and more, where you'll have a consolidation area and it'll stop people out. Then you'll have a big institution coming in, right? But look at the volume. This is actually a bullish engulfing candle, you can say. It is a bullish engulfing candle, and beautifully with a high volume on it. If you go to a smaller diaphragm, a lot of trades in here, a lot of day trades in here, and I didn't trade that, right? Because there was other stuff that I was trading, and depending on the kids, hey, whatever time I have, I'll trade. But I'll tell you, I did trade it a KMI, and worked out, and in fact it dropped after hours. I don't know what the reason is, but anyway, so what am I expecting now? Okay, the trend is still to the downside. The trend is still to the downside. So these kind of stocks, okay, you really want to have your whole analysis done. Okay, you still need to see somewhat an uptrend starting. You still need to see somewhat of a bullish behavior. You don't just go long based on this candle, because next time price will go up, right, meet the resistance here and come back down again. So better to see somewhat of an uptrend going on. And this is where I talked about the possibility of how to call the bottom by looking at smaller time frames and going into much more critical, extensive knowledge about going into the smaller time frames to see where the bottom is happening, if it is happening, right? So at this point, bullish engulfing candle, a lot of volume behind the candle. Possibility is we could have a move to the upside, come to back to the resistance in here. So we'll see if some trades line up tomorrow. There's a lot of demand in this candle, a lot of support areas in this candle, and see if this if you see a pullback in anywhere between this candle, could be possibly the support area where price could bounce up from, and obviously start somewhat of an uptrend to the upside. So again, that was a stop out call, and it happens. You sometimes try to call the bottom, it doesn't work all the time, but you protect your losses by using just the best friend, which is your stop loss. So hopefully this is a learning lesson, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.